In 89 AD, the roaring crowds of Capua's arena weren't just hungry for blood, they were eager for a spectacle that went far beyond the sand-stained battles. On that day, a victorious gladiator, fresh from defeating 3 opponents, didn't receive gold or freedom. Instead, the emperor and the masses handed him a living prize, a terrified, chained woman, dragged from the shadows beneath the arena. This wasn't a random act of cruelty. It was a calculated, state-sanctioned reward known as victoria carnalis, carnal victory. Rome, the empire that built aqueducts and wrote laws, also engineered a system where women became trophies for blood-soaked champions. The chilling details of this practice weren't whispered in secret, they were recorded by Rome's own poets and historians, from Juvenal's biting satire to Suetonius's imperial chronicles and Martial's uncensored epigrams. Yet, despite the evidence, Hollywood and history books rarely mention this side of the games. Why? Because the truth is far more disturbing than the myth. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the fate of female prisoners in the Roman arena, a story of power, humiliation, and a society that turned suffering into entertainment. If you think you know the story of the Colosseum, think again. What happened beneath the sand was far darker than any legend, and the reality Rome left behind is more haunting than any fiction. But this is just the beginning. The real horrors were only getting started. Forget the Hollywood image of gladiators as noble warriors fighting for honor. In reality, these men were slaves, criminals, and prisoners of war, legally considered less than human, stripped of rights, and forced to kill for the amusement of tens of thousands. Their world was the barracks, known as the ludus, where survival meant endless training, brutal discipline, and the constant threat of death. But for the rare few who survived the arena and won the crowd's adoration, Rome offered a twisted form of reward. The editor of the games, the man in charge, would present the victor with a menu of prizes, money, wine, a fleeting night of comfort, or the infamous victoria carnalis. This was no secret. Suetonius, Tacitus, and Cassius Dio all recorded the practice, describing how the most celebrated gladiators were given first pick of the captives, often women from recently conquered lands like Gaul, Germania, or Dacia. These women weren't just spoils of war, they were stripped of all rights, legally classified as property of the Roman state, and had no power to refuse their fate. The system was ruthlessly efficient. By rewarding gladiators with human trophies instead of gold, Rome saved money and sent a chilling message to every conquered people: not even your women are beyond our reach. The public humiliation of these captives was a calculated act of psychological warfare, designed to break the spirit of resistance and remind everyone of Rome's absolute power. Seneca, the philosopher who attended these games, confessed that he left the arena feeling more cruel and inhuman, a testament to how deeply this brutality was woven into daily life. Rome didn't just tolerate horror, it turned it into routine, codified suffering, and made it a spectacle for all to see. And as the system grew, so did the machinery behind it, setting the stage for even darker rituals in the shadows beneath the arena.